What's up, YouTube? This is Mathis97, and welcome to episode number 50 of Jetstorm's My Career Mode for WWE 2K15. And man, when I started this series, I figured it would be kind of a long series. I figured, a solid 30-40 episodes, but I didn't expect we'd get anywhere near 50. But let's go ahead and continue on. Jett Storm versus Barron Blade? That's going to be one heck of a match. Well, Jett Storm doesn't seem to feel the same. He considers that disrespectful, that he deserves a better matchup than the one he's going to get against Barron Blade. Which is fair to say. I mean, Barron Blade, he's a pretty generic character in his own right. And speaking of generic characters, we're going up against Tommy Wall. I guess you could also argue that Jett Storm could be, kind of a generic character. But I mean, it's the class of the generics, I guess, here in WWE 2K15. I mean, in my opinion, I think Jett Storm, over his career, he's, developed himself as a pretty cool character. In-ring ability is also, up there, but the attire is just kind of where it's lacked. But I've stated before that, I'm just lazy, didn't really want to do much else with the attire. Part of that's on the creation suite, part of that's just on me, so that's that. As you can see right now, Jett Storm has gained the upper hand on Tommy Wall here. It has been a while since we've seen these two have a bit of a confrontation, so we'll kind of get to see how Tommy Wall has progressed in his career. By the looks of things, seemingly not that much, as Jett Storm at the moment is really just controlling the pace of this matchup. Clearly got the upper hand on Tommy Wall, so we can see another bit of chain grappling here as Tommy Wall ducks behind him with a waist lock and now takes him down, now into a headlock. So Jett Storm's in a bit of trouble at this moment, but he counters, of course, now with a nice head scissor. Tommy Wall kips out of it, though. Nice counter there by Tommy Wall, able to escape that one. And Jett Storm, though, he's going to break out of that. Back into another headlock. Look at this. This is a nice exchange here between Tommy Wall and Jett Storm. But Tommy Wall, he's going to just power out of that. Tommy Wall has had enough of that. That's not really Wall's style. I mean, he may be a bit more technically gifted than, say, Zeus Tucker. But Tommy Wall, in the end, he's more of a powerhouse style. He's not too much of a technical superstar, so the whole chain grappling thing is not really his style. I mean, he may be able to keep at it for a little while, but in the end, if he had to go like that for an entire match, he would lose. So he's got to get back to his own style, his own roots. He's got to get back to what brought him to the dance in the first place, and that's his power. And of course, he's got the size advantage over Jett Storm here in this matchup. Jett Storm, though, using his speed and of course just his aggressiveness, those vicious strikes that he's been known for, especially fairly recently. Look at Jett Storm here just tying up the legs of Tommy Wall. What is Jett Storm doing? Look at this, just pulling. Oh, and now a vicious stomp there by Storm, kicking Tommy Wall's face into the mat. And of course, in the last episode, Jett Storm confronted Brock Lesnar. That was way back at SummerSlam. We've now moved on. It's heading into the Royal Rumble, because that's the only other pay-per-view Jett Storm is booked for. But of course, his match against Brock Lesnar resulted in a loss. We'll say that Jett Storm suffered some sort of an injury, and he was out of action for, a few months. It wasn't quite the entirety of his, the time between now and the Royal Rumble. He did manage to get back in the ring, get himself back in shape, but he was out with an injury for about a month or two. But at the moment, he's still looking pretty good. Like I said, he's had some time. Hasn't really done much. He's just kind of been competing on the house shows and dark matches, that sort of thing. But as we can see, Vickie Guerrero has hyped up Jett Storm's return. And, gonna pit two old rivals against each other, as Barron Blade and Jett Storm have really just kind of traveled similar paths in terms of, when they've got to the WWE. As we can see, Jett Storm, big knee to the face of Tommy Wall. As I was saying, Jett Storm and Barron Blade, I guess you could almost peg them as kind of the Randy Orton and John Cena of this mode. They both come up at about the same time, and, same era, come to superstardom in their own right. But now look at Jett Storm here, gonna put away Tommy Wall with the Storm out. The somersault cutter, and that's gonna be it. Hooks the leg, 1, 2, 3. Jett Storm gets the win over Tommy Wall here tonight, showing that he is prepared to face Barron Blade at the Royal Rumble. Not too happy about it, But, I mean, hey, would you really be happy if you had to compete against Barron Blade at a pay-per-view in your return? Going up against Barron Blade, I mean, look at this Barron Blade, though. He's clearly pissed at Jett Storm, hits him in the back with that pipe. You know, the funny thing is, it's not a huge point, but I feel like that pipe is smaller than it used to be in previous games. I mean, just the way Barron Blade's holding it, he's already, like, at the middle, almost, of that weapon, so it's just kind of interesting, I guess. I just kind of saw that, but you want disrespectful, you got it last week. Be ready for a war at the pay-per-view. And Jett Storm, he's informing Barron Blade to be ready for some payback. I mean, Jett Storm really, he's just been no nonsense the past few. You know, as you can see right now, Jett Storm attacking Barron Blade from behind, slamming him head first into those steel steps, as I just completely lost my enunciation there for a few moments. Okay, I guess we're even. We both know this doesn't matter. I'm better than you and will beat you no matter how many times you cheap shot me. That's funny coming from Barron Blade, considering he got the first cheap shot in on Jett Storm. I mean, true, Jett Storm may have angered him with his reply for a potential matchup, but still, Barron Blade got the first shot in. He fired the first shot. So I don't know why he's sitting here talking about cheap shots, but now we're going into the matchup at hand. This is the Royal Rumble. Bit of a faster progression for this storyline, I know, but really, I mean, if the matches don't mean anything, I mean, true, we did get a couple cutscenes in there, so it kind of sped it up a little bit. No competing for the week. We got that cutscene where Jetstorm attacked Barron Blade, but still, if the matches are pointless, I mean, at this point in the series, I kind of just want to get to the finish, so if I don't have to show a match that doesn't really mean anything, then I'm not going to show it. I mean, the match with Tommy Wall I felt was important because of the cutscene afterwards, but other than that, nothing else really interesting happened leading up to this matchup in terms of matches. I mean, by this point, like I said, it's the 50th episode. I never thought we'd get to this point. Jett Storm, he's faced just about everybody on the roster, and at this point, it's just about time that we wrap this thing up, so we're going to just continue on. However the future stories end up going, we're just going to play through it. But if it ends up giving some sort of pointless match where nothing really happens afterwards, then we're probably not going to end up showing it. So feuds we might progress through the calendar year a bit faster than normal, due to the fact that, you know, the matches aren't going to take up the episodes. So it's really just going to go from feud to feud at this point. As you can see, Barron Blade with a nice counter there, delivers the knee into the gut of Jett Storm. But we are approaching the end of my career mode, like I said in previous episodes. We're getting there. We're very close, under 10 episodes until the end of the series, although I'm not really going to give much more detail into that because I don't want to spoil anything. But once we do finish up this career mode series, I mean, it's been a long time coming, and once we finish up this series, the channel can kind of take a step in a, not really a new direction, but it's a different direction. It's something, you know, add a little bit new life, new blood into the channel. I mean, Universe Mode, there's a lot going on with Universe Mode. I mean, the Slammy Awards, I just uploaded that video not too long ago. WrestleMania, that also taking a lot of work. The WWE Draft, immediately following WrestleMania, episode-wise, don't think that it's going to be like I upload WrestleMania and then 2 days later we get Draft. Don't think that, because it's going to take more editing than a single day to get that thing done. But in terms of, you know, the universe calendar year, immediately after WrestleMania is the WWE Draft. So that's going to take some work. Of course, then we're going to have, I mean, I did the nominations video for the Slammy, so I'm actually going to have a full episode planned out for the Slammy Awards, like the WWE does it, like on a Raw or something. Going to be having the Slammy Awards as an actual episode of Universe Mode. Not sure exactly what all I'm going to do with that yet. It might not be too, like, might not be directly integrated into it, as in, like, you know, superstars come out, they cut a promo, that sort of thing. Because 2K15 is a bit limited in what I can do with cutscenes and that sort of thing. But I can, at the very least, I can at least incorporate who won each Slammy Award into an episode. Now look at this, Jett Storm delivers the knee to the face of Barron Blade. Could have just knocked him out cold right there. And now Jett Storm, he's going to look to finish off Barron Blade. Is he going to go for Storm out, or is he going to have Barron Blade tap out? Well, no. Jett Storm, he's just going to look to finish him off. You know, the quick and easy way. Jett Storm, Storm out! Hits the finisher, and good night, Barron Blade. Jett Storm, he's going to walk out with a fairly easy victory here over Barron Blade. So Jetstorm goes for the cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and that is it, folks. Jetstorm gets the win over Barron Blade. And let's see what Barron Blade has to say. Much respect to Jetstorm. We've both had long, successful careers. Now I see why he's survived in this business for so long. When did this long, successful career happen? But anyway, that's it for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching. And until the next one, keep on YouTubing.